Yeah, or we had like random pets, like baby deers and like wild hogs. Like
Our childhood was crazy.
it
Yeah,
was crazy.
You guys eat your own animals?
We do.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever feel bad doing that?
Never.
No.
I was talking about.
Hi, beautiful human. I'm Zach. That's Annalie. Welcome to the studio for the first time ever. The Castellows. Did I say that right?
No, you don't.
No, you butchered that one.
Castellows?
Castellows.
Castellows.
Yeah.
That sounds very like Italian, and we're not Italian.
No, you're definitely not.
Definitely not.
No, totally not.
I think it's because of like Elvis Costello, which is why like people say it like that, but it's Castellows, like
Castellows.
yeah.
In fact, it was our like great grandmother's maiden name. Like it's not our last name, which is so funny. People are like, "How do you spell y'all's last name?" And it's like Balcom. Like I'm like, that ain't it.
Why was your grandma's maiden name I mean, outside of the fact that she had like this amazing moment, right? Before she left this earth, she learned how to she played piano. That's one of the things she remembered to do.
Yes.
Is that what inspires using her as the inspiration?
Definitely our family does.
Yeah, I think
music.
it's just our whole family, especially that side of the family. They were super musical, a ton of piano players, a ton of choir directors, a ton of great singers. And so it just felt really right to have her name.
Music's always been like such a huge part of our family, and like we grew up singing and playing in church. And then when our grandmother, she passed away, like she lived a full life and she was older, but she had Alzheimer's, and like the last thing to go was her ability to play music. Like
I remember being in the nursing home and Ellie sitting with her playing the piano in the nursing home, and she could still play like Amazing Grace.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
And like, but she couldn't remember, her son's name.
Oh my God.
Like crazy stuff.
That gives me like goosebumps.
Isn't that sweet?
But the power of music.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's the power of
absolutely.
music for sure.
A lot of stuff is proven in that moment.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
So how do you get to her maiden name as a name for your band?
It's funny. Like growing up, we grew up on a cattle farm in like the middle of nowhere, Southwest Georgia.
No way.
And yeah,
Couldn't
which is
tell.
crazy.
You're fucking lying.
This is my LA accent.
I had no idea.
But we used to like ride around and like climb our magnolia tree and call each other like the Castellow Cowgirls. Remember we had like the Magnolia Fort, and our cousins would like, we ride around on horses and we'd be like, we're the Castellow Cowgirls and whatever. And like that was when we were like itty bitty. And then we were playing a gig one time, and a gentleman was like, y'all should be the Castellows, because he knew our family. He's like, that just sounds cool.
Whenever we were playing growing up, not having any professional aspirations for music, we called ourselves the Balcom Sisters, which we all never really liked because that was so boring. And it's like the Jonas Brothers.
Which we love the Jonas Brothers.
So we were always kind of like looking for a new name, and whenever someone suggested that, I was like, it sounds kind of cool. Like, let's do it.
It really is.
Thank you.
It has a great flow. But it's also really memorable. And it's beautiful that it's a part of your heritage and who you guys are as individuals. It's woven into your DNA.
Yeah,
sir.
absolutely.
So, like, what's the deal? You guys are really smart and a lot. Like, you guys had other things that you could be doing, right? Like, one of you, like, could be like, I don't know, you could be a politician. You studied, like, you understand, I don't know, what's going on in Korea very well. Can somebody, like, why are you doing music? Like, each one of you could be doing something totally fucking different,
No
right?
doubt. Yeah.
So I think we never really, kind of like you said, we never really had a set plan for it, but we always grew up playing, and we always grew up with music as a part of our identity, even though it wasn't like our occupational identity at the time. And we always told each other growing up, people don't really make it. Like we have so many other things we love doing, even though music was a big part of our lives. But we always said that if the opportunity ever presented itself, that we would have no choice but to take it, just because we owed it to each other and we loved playing. But I think the thing that made us flip that switch was whenever we started writing songs about 1.5 years ago. I think that was the thing that made us have professional aspirations as opposed to just a hobby. Wouldn't y'all say?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that like, and combined with us like posting on social media and having people like look at what we do and enjoy it, and it's not just like your grandmother saying, "Oh my gosh, I love when y'all sing. Come to church and sing." And it's different when like people who are like get paid to do music are like, "We like what y'all are doing," and we're like, "Wait, really?" So it was probably that. But no, we had way different plans. Powell over here is she got a degree in agriculture.
Yeah, which also makes sense, but is really cool. Lily, you can fly. right?
Yes, sir.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You're a private,
Private pilot, yes, sir.
but like of a real type of jet, no, right?
I'm
She's not instrument rated.
No, I'm
What's your
like
deal?
one engine. I'm a single engine private pilot. I was working towards my instrument when we moved up to Nashville, so I haven't finished that yet.
Do you
but
want to?
I want to get all of it.
Really?
Yeah, I want to get my instrument and then get my commercial definitely.
Sick.
But I love it. I miss it. I can only fly when I go home, but it's fun.
And a lot of that had to do, like, there's a doctor in your town that ended up changing your relationship with
Yeah.
flying and a flight, air show.
Yeah. So I think the first time I ever thought about like being a pilot, it was at that air show that Uncle Rob took us to, and I was probably like 11 or 12. I thought it was the coolest thing ever, and we saw the Thunderbirds fly, and I was like, "This is dope." And then I watched Top Gun, which also
That'll
was
do it.
which was like I want to
That
do
didn't hurt.
that. And then I wanted to join the military and be a pilot for the
Respect.
military. I've always kind of had the bug to serve. And I wanted to go to the Air Force Academy, and the doctor from our hometown's son went to the Air Force Academy, and he's like a T-36 instructor. And yeah, I basically like begged my parents. I was like, please let me fly. And no one in our family flew except our great grandfather flew in like World War II. And they were like, no, like you're gonna change your mind, because I wanted to do musical theater.
I'm glad that phase burned out.
Hey, well, and I had like a bunch of different aspirations. Like we're not. Like it's expensive. We can't do this. So I was like, well,
You have to
I'm
have
doing
some
it.
skin in the
Yeah.
game.
So I worked at Chick-fil-A, saved up money, and
We all worked at Chick-fil-A.
we all three worked at Chick-fil-A. We all five worked at
Yeah,
Chick-fil-A.
all five of us worked at Chick-fil-A.
Well, because there's there's many other siblings, but you have a brother, right?
Two.
We have two
Yeah,
brothers.
So Ellen and I are part of triplets with
That's
a
it.
boy, and then she's 17 months younger, and then we have another younger brother. So 5 in total.
Damn. What do they do?
Our brother is about to go to law school, and then our little brother is about to be a senior in high school.
Cool.
He's
So,
working.
They're working
He's
really hard.
he's working he's working
doing
for
some land clearing with a buddy of ours, and then our other brother's working at like some law firm. So they're doing great, big, important things.
And what's your deal with Korea? Why do you know Korean?
Yeah, so
You speak fluently?
I'm not fluent. I'm conversational. I've
Ask her
definitely
to say something.
I no. I've definitely lost it like within the past year, just because if you're not constantly practicing, then you lose it a little bit.
It is a
But
muscle.
Yeah, it's like a muscle. I mean, if you didn't speak English for 15 years, you'd lose English too, which happens to people sometimes when they live abroad, which is kind of surprising. But yeah, I started studying Korean as a hobby during COVID because
Cool.
we didn't have anything to do during COVID. And then because I knew I wanted to study international business in college, and so I studied Korean, I guess the year before I went to college, and then was able to skip some classes. So I only had to take one Korean class in college for my language requirement for my major. And so I've kind of just been, I guess, self-studying it on and off for the past 4 years. But if I had been studying really consistently all the way through, I'd definitely be a lot more fluent than I am now.
You know, it was so funny. We played a show in Texas, and this sweet little girl came with her boyfriend, both of which were pilots. Her name was Lily. She was Korean. And I was like, okay, she speaks Korean. She is Korean.
No, she said she
Her name's
speak
Lily.
Korean. She is Korean.
She
I know,
flies.
you got to speak,
Yeah,
talk.
we were able
and
to talk
stuff.
for a little bit, so I think that was
Yeah.
fun.
She was trying to get her
cool.
boyfriend to learn, and he was
I was
he was
giving
like,
him
"This is
some tips."
insensitive."
Dude, the universe. That's weird,
It was
right?
really weird. I took a picture with her. I'm like, "What?"
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it was cool.
Have you been to Korea?
I've never been. We've
Aw,
actually never
gotta
been
go.
out. I've never been out of the country.
You got to go to South Korea.
I know I want to really bad.
It's really cool.
Have you been?
Yeah. It's one of the coolest places ever.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Japan's cool too. Where do you guys want to go? You haven't been outside of the country. Where do you want to
Never
go
been
first?
outside of the country.
I've been to the Bahamas, but that's it.
Yeah, that hardly
counts.
counts.
That's still the country, right?
I really
much.
want to. I mean, we all want to go everywhere. I want to go to Europe. I want to go to Australia.
Australia's on
I wanna
my
go to
list.
South
There's a bunch of
Korea.
good country
Australia's
fans out
amazing.
in Australia.
Oh my God, they
Yeah.
love country music.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go next year. Who knows?
Australia's
Fingers
great.
crossed.
Yeah.
Really great place.
We might make it over there.
Oh, you will. I mean, dude, look at what you're accomplishing. We have a lot to discuss. We have music to talk about.
Let's talk about music,
But
man.
who brings up the idea of an original song? Because obviously you had been doing covers, right? But
Yeah.
you had mentioned that original songs is what made you put everything you have going on aside to make this a real thing. So who had that idea?
I think Ellie kind of spearheaded the writing to begin with, and then it kind of turned into a group thing where we started writing together, and then like I'd bring an idea or Lily would bring an idea. And it was kind of cool to see like how it kind of started with you, but then Lily and I kind of found that, we like to write too.
And y'all are both really good at it.
You know, we're not terrible at it. So that was kind of fun.
Tell the story of, I guess, the
No, it was funny. I remember the first time. So Ellie was in Athens, Georgia. They both went to UGA, Go Dogs, and I was at home on the cattle farm in South Georgia. And Ellie called me at like 8 o'clock one morning from Athens, and she was like, Lily. And I'm like, what? And she's like, I wrote a banger. And I was like, I thought she was talking about like a college essay. And I was like, okay, like let me hear it. And she had her guitar in her hand and she started singing this song. And the song was called, I think it was like Cowgirl Blues, because that was the first song you'd ever like sat down and written and like finished. And
we had put it out, but we have like a video of us playing it on our YouTube channel.
yeah,
Like,
I think we took a video in like a silo of us playing it. But she played it for me, and I knew in 2 weeks I was going to go up there. We were going to open for the Kitchafoonie Cowboys at the Georgia Theater, and I was like, teach it to me, and we can play it at the Georgia Theater. And in between that time when she showed me that song, we wrote like 3 or 4 songs, and we played 3 or 4 original songs in front of, I mean, it was a sold out Georgia Theater.
No, it was a couple hundred.
It was definitely not sold out.
The bottom half was sold out. They didn't,
which means it's not sold
out. They didn't open up the top of it, but we love the Cowboys. We've opened for them like twice.
Yeah, they're the best.
But yeah, we were like, this is a whole lot more fun when you're actually like singing music you've written versus like, because we grew up singing and playing covers, and it's fun. Like I feel like we're like a darn Tyler Childers cover band.
Yeah, we were
for a
Tyler
second.
Childers cover band.
Like, we just played a bunch of Tyler Childers and had a great time, but we loved playing our own music, and it felt really special, so we kept on doing it.
And that makes you make this into like take it seriously, right? And turn it into a real career.
I mean, I think the songwriting aspect of, at least from like the little time we've spent in the music industry, like in the industry, I guess, like the songwriting aspect of what we do is so like wildly underappreciated, at least by like regular people. Like a lot of people don't even know that, you know, songwriter, like there are people who are just songwriters. Totally. And so like to us, I think it wasn't even a second thought in our mind. Like, of course we have to make our own music. And of course you have nothing unless you have a song, you know, like the song is the beginning of everything else that's important in all of this.
So what aspects of your creative process do you carry with you from, what is it, Cowgirl Blues?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what part of that process do you still apply today?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like we talk about like thinking back to when we wrote those first 4 songs, and it's like you will never be in that spot when you had no idea how to write a song and you sat down and tried to write a song. And there's something so like beautiful and like raw and innocent about like we'd never written a song before, and she sat down and wrote that song, and then we sat down and wrote a song, and then you and Powell sat down and wrote a song. It's like now, like in Nashville, we'll write like, 5 times a week, and it's like, you have to take a little bit of that innocence with you and just walk into a room and like, none of us know what we're doing, but we're gonna gonna try to get something good and that we love.
I think the thing that I take personally is like, there is no wrong way to write a song. Like every method of writing a song is valid and can produce great art. I think it's just like giving yourself the courage to take a risk or like do something that's unconventional. I think
call it
always
dare to
helps
suck.
us.
In
Yeah,
a room,
dare to
we go,
suck.
let me dare to suck here, but like, I got an idea.
That's the right way to like really summarize it. That's like perfect, because you have to be vulnerable and you have to be just okay with like sharing shit ideas, because like eventually that shit idea could be a great one.
Absolutely.
Or it can spark someone else in the room. Like if you say something sucky and then like, oh wait, that made someone else. The amount of times we've gotten a great line from me saying something stupid and Powell sussing
things
it
like
out.
lead to stuff. It's like I can say something that's bad, and then it can spark what you are thinking or what Lily's thinking.
You say the thing and we're like, oh, that's it.
Or not,
But
And
it's
that's okay too.
But it's crazy because like the people we've written with, like some people start with like poetry, and other people are like, they want to start with the melody or the hook or the, and like
I'm like, let me write a guitar riff and let's write the song around that.
it's just all different. And like sometimes it's like a feeling, like it's Ellie's grooving on the piano and something, and it's like you start humming something, and you're like, what does this feel like? And you're like, let me look at my ideas, and you start scrolling through it. It's kind of funky.
Hello, beautiful human. Every year, millions of gamers experience IGSS, inadequate gaming setup syndrome. Luckily, a cure has been found. You have to go beyond with the Vibrasonic mattress by Beyond Sleep. This thing has 6 built-in subwoofers, USB ports for charging, LED lights so you never stub your toe. gives you an acoustic massage when you want it, plus adjustable degrees of comfort. This right here is the best way to game ever. Cure your IGSS today at BeyondSleepTech.com. Do you guys enjoy working with other people in the writing process?
Love it.
Yeah, we were. Well, why don't you talk about, I guess, how when you say we were kind of terrified of it in the beginning?
Yeah, I mean, it's a scary thing to like, because Nashville kind of has this way that they write, and it's, a scary thing to come in there and be like, okay, like we do have a lot to learn, but I also don't want to go into a room with a bunch of other people and have them change what is authentically us. So that was kind of scary for us. But I think like it's a good thing that there's 3 of us, so there's strength in number, and we can go into a room and like pretty much the 3 of us are, we know who we are and what we want to, represent and what we want to be us. So, but we've kind of found that we really love going in the room and working with other people, whether it ends up working or not. It's just fun to see how different people work creatively.
How'd you get into your first room? Like, how'd you get into your first session?
Tell them about our first 3 writes.
She's like, I'm trying to think. I guess our first cover was probably
I don't even think we knew what we were doing
a year ago.
fully.
It was our business manager.
Yeah, we signed a publishing deal I guess
Pretty early.
a year ago, and so like our publisher Bryce books our rights.
Yeah.
I
She's
guess.
a queen.
And so sometimes the songs we write are songs that writers that she books, and then sometimes it's our friends, or I'll text people that I want to write with. I'm like, hey man, you want to write? And so it kind of just comes from different spots. But our first, I think, couple of co-writes were ones that she set up, and then as we kind of found our way and started meeting more people in Nashville, I'd set one up, Lily would set one up. It's just kind of and now we're just trying to write whenever we can because we're busy on the road.
It's like speed dating in the beginning because you don't know any of these people, and now there's only so many writers in Nashville. There's 200 or 300 people with publishing deals, so the town's small, and I feel like you kind of end up writing with everybody. But we're to the point where we love writing with new people, but we also have a group where if we have to write a good song today, we have this group of people and hopefully one of them will answer.
But do you have to be in that mindset where you have to turn out a good song?
No, we chill.
No, I think it's so interesting the way the city of Nashville works, I guess compared to other cities, because I'm sure it's super different, and we haven't spent a ton of time in New York or LA. But there is something that's super rewarding about writing a good song, because sometimes, I'll write something and I'm like, this isn't that great, and
well, sometimes stuff grows on you,
and then I'll write something I think one of our best songs that we love. We wrote it, and it's not out yet, but it's one that we're super excited to put out. I remember telling the girls, I was like, girls, this is such a good song. This is such a good song. And Lily and Power were like, I don't know, Ellie. Is it that good of a song? And I was like, no, y'all, it's a good song. And they were like, no, it's not. No, it's not. And then I played it for them a week later after they were like, and I don't think it's a good song. It's Ways to Go.
Oh, yeah.
And then I played it for them, and they were like, wait, no, this is actually a good song. So I feel I hate using the word bad, because I might not like something now, but 10 years from now, I might love it. You never know.
And the amount of artists who are recutting songs they've written 7 to 10 years ago, I feel like that's increasing.
I don't know if it's increasing, but
but old
people
songs,
do it.
old songs are getting cut. 10-year-old songs are getting cut in Nashville all the time.
You're talking about songs that somebody wrote, but they didn't go to public consumption. Yeah,
they didn't pitch them, or they just didn't cut them. I think I love that.
How many songs do you guys have sitting on a hard drive somewhere?
Probably about not that many compared to a ton of people. Probably
a
about
over 100.
Probably 120.
Oh wow!
That's not that much compared.
But
to
we've been
people
writing for a year.
That's nothing. That's no time. That's a lot of songs in a
no
short amount
time
of
and
time.
no songs.
No, that's. People say that if you really want to become a great writer, you write 100 songs in a year or something.
Right.
Like that.
Pick the best 3.
That's literally
the best
it.
10.
Yeah.
But also people and I think Nashville's a different approach to this, and we've talked to so many artists. Everybody's different.
Yeah,
but
I bet your perspective on what you've found talking to people is super wide.
It's great. Honestly, I'm really blessed because a lot of our music understanding is made up of you will be embedded into that too,
Mm-hmm.
But there's so much of what you're saying that's similar to so many other artists that have come on the show. But what I'll say is and maybe this does exist in Nashville. It has to. It definitely does. 100% does, because it exists with any artist. But like, I do feel like pop artists will give you more of like a the universe like beams a song down, and like I am just the vessel for this record, and you know, a combination of
I
being
wish that would happen to us.
being ready and aware of it. You know what I mean? Because like you got to be prepared for when inspiration comes. So like when it knocks, you can answer, because you know it may not be there again, because that idea can flow to somebody else. Like dude, like it's a very spiritual, universal thing. But from a country standpoint, it's more mechanical and strategical is the wrong word. I think it's more like there's a method to how you write a
I feel like
record.
mechanical could be the right word.
In some context, but
the way Nashville's work.
But
how
it isn't,
Nashville
because
works.
it's still emotional and it's honest and the stories are beautiful. But there is like people work 9 to 5 and they're going to get a record out.
Yeah.
Whether the universe comes fucking and knocking or not.
Right.
this is true.
That's how we
Gotta pay
felt
the
when we
bills.
first moved to town, because we were literally, when we were writing 5 days a week, and it was like you wake up in the morning and you go to the publishing company and you write the song and you go home and you might take a meeting, and it's like every single day. Like that's a job for people, which is awesome, you know? That's
think,
how they
like,
make a living.
It's a job until you tour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for songwriters, it's just
Yeah,
a
for
job.
people who
It's
are, like, just songwriters.
They got to get a hit in that room, you know? That's how they make their money. But yeah,
wild.
it's fun. Touring's fun too.
I love touring.
So Miss America, is this is there any connection to the EP that we just kind of threw out into the world in February? Or is
No
this
connection whatsoever. I know some people are like, is
Well,
this like?
I wouldn't say.
Well, no, but like it's not an extent. Like it's not an
Yeah,
extension.
it's definitely not an
of it.
extension, but I feel like it's definitely in the vein of like, our EP is kind of a lot. Because, I mean, we've only put out 7 songs and we're still putting out, like, finding our sound and, like, developing what we're doing. So I also feel like it's kind of an extension of that, still trying to figure out, like, what we want our sound to be. And what y'all say? Maybe?
No doubt. I would agree.
I guess you haven't heard it because it hasn't come out yet.
No. But what do you mean by "a little goes a long way"? And like, how does that apply to your life?
So that song we wrote, that was our first ever co-write.
Yeah.
Speaking
Yeah, it was
of
our
being
first
babies in
ever
Nashville,
co-write.
that was our first ever co-write.
Really, for that song that made it to your EP?
Well, some of them are ones that one of them I wrote, but the second song on the EP, Heartline Hill, was like the 4th song I ever wrote, and that's
When
one
we
I wrote
cut-
by myself.
When we cut our EP,
You're
we
the,
had
you're the only
like
writer on it.
20
Yeah.
songs we had like 20 songs in the bank when we cut our EP, and that just happened to be our first co-write. And we wrote it with an amazing woman who decided to take a chance on us, Natalie Himby, and she's an insane songwriter. I mean, she's one of the female powerhouses in Nashville, and the fact that she wanted to be like, oh, girls who've never written a song, like, come here, let me write with y'all. And we sat down and wrote that song, and it was her idea, and we just ran with it, and it was awesome.
The lyric, though, like we wanted it to be the title track of our EP because we felt like the essence of that song kind of spoke individually to all the songs in the project. Like it's a small project, it's our first project. There's not a ton of songs on it, but like the way like, we valued those songs, like we felt like it goes a long way. So we felt like it kind of worked, at least from our representation of how we viewed all the songs in the project. So we thought it would be a fun title track.
Can we talk about Heartline Hill? Sorry.
Yeah.
It is a song about being walked out on, right?
Yeah. This song is fascinating.
This
you
it's
walking
one of
around?
my
There's a lot of
favorites.
inspiration
It's
behind
actually
this.
my favorite on there, and
It's
it's my
mine.
favorite to play live.
I'm biased. Yeah, so Heartline Hill was the 4th song that I ever wrote, like ever. And I was sitting on Lily's bed at our farm, and I'm really inspired by old Doc Watson tunes, like flat picking and bluegrass music, but like specifically Doc Watson. And he has this tune called Red Rocking Chair, and he has this in this song called like Walk On Boy, and then he plays House of the Rising Sun, like but it's these like really stripped back, but like it's the guitar, it's like he's one of the flat picking founders. And so I had just been listening to so much Doc Watson, and I was like, man, like this song Red Rocking Chair is like one of my favorite songs in the world, and like I love this song so much. And it has 3 verses, and in between each verse there's an instrumental section.
So no chorus.
Yeah, there's only 2 chords in it, and there's 3 verses, and there's no chorus in the song, which is super. People don't write songs a lot that don't have
Super,
choruses.
like bluegrass, old
And so
school.
I was like, man, I'd love to write a song that doesn't have a chorus. That's so cool. And the song sounds nothing like Red Rocking Chair. Like the recording sounds nothing like Red Rocking Chair, the structure, nothing. But I sat down and I was like, I want to write a song that in my soul feels something like Red Rocking Chair. And
But you got the inspiration behind like the substance of the song because I was going on a horse ride.
And so Lily
at
was
the Heartline.
Yeah. So there's this piece of property on our farm called the Heartline. And Lily was riding horses over there, and I knew she was riding horses because I was sitting in her bed. She wasn't in her room, and the story like just kind of unfolded to me while I was writing the song about a girl who gets broken up with at this piece of property called the Heartline. But like the tagline in each verse is this analogy of like a mountain, like the Heartline's not a hill, but he'll be buried there someday, or the Heartline's not a hill, but I climbed a mountain that day. It's like this representation of a mountain is meant to visualize this person's pain, but the piece of property is just a field. And which is like, it's super out there, but like that's where I was at that time.
That's cool. All right, until I die, hills and hollows wide. Every place I
like
find
it's kind of out
takes me back
there.
to the Heartline. No, it's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love that song though. It means so much to me. Like,
Dude, the musicianship's wild.
thank you.
It's really special. Something that like is very much, like it's chemistry that you can only have as a fit. Like kind of like either you have to be playing together for a very like 10,000 plus hours, or be family who's also been playing
in your
together for 10,000 plus hours, and it's in your blood. Yeah, it's crazy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's real stuff. It's pretty cool. What are you thinking?
How'd you guys all land on the instruments you play? Like, how'd you land on a banjo?
So
I love the band.
Ellie and I picked up guitar at the exact same time, and y'all probably picked up on this so far, but Ellie is like good at everything.
No.
She touches.
Yeah.
And so we
If it has
picked up,
strings, she can
we
play
played
it.
guitar, and like she went like this, and I was like this, like. And so I was like, I just need to pick a new instrument that she's not playing. And my mom was like, well, I'll get you a banjo if you want to play banjo. So she bought me a banjo, I think for my like 14th birthday.
I was like, darn tootin', I want a banjo.
And yeah, I
love
taught
a banjo.
myself. It took me a good year to like get to where I could, even do anything on it.
Powell also has like, well, not anymore, but had like stage fright.
Yeah.
Like, talk about your stage fright.
Yeah.
You've
Well,
come a long
there's
way.
not much to say about it.
How'd
Yeah.
you overcome it? I mean, besides having to just do it.
Just having to do it. I mean, like, the more you do it, the more comfortable you get with it. But I'm like somebody that hates attention on me. So it took me a long
If you'd have
time.
told like 14-year-old Powell
Oh, I would have had
that
a
like
stroke.
you'd be doing a headline tour and like playing your own stages and
Yeah.
singing and playing the banjo in front of people.
We have a song we cover "Come Together" by the Beatles in our set, and we have each one of us does a verse.
She
and,
sings
like,
the verse. She sings the second verse, and I sing the third verse, and then we
and
all
it
do
took me
3-part harmony
it
on the
took me
fourth
a
verse.
good long while to like get to where I could sing that verse by myself.
No, she just walked up there and started singing, and
But-
she's got the coolest tone. Like she's got a very
It's
because
so
she sings
cool.
alto
You're
harmony,
sweet,
so she's got like a low register, and she gets on that mic and sings that verse, and like the crowd's
I
like,
want to hear Powell sing all day
I
long.
wanna hear her sing
No,
more than
y'all are being sweet, but
but everyone loses it.
as they should.
There's like a very conscious decision to be a family band and not like individual artists.
We couldn't do it.
oh, I couldn't do it.
I don't know how people do it without their family.
I feel so blessed to like, because I feel like we all like fit in our roles as a band like so well, and then we all respect each one of our roles. Like Ellie's a band leader, and like I don't want to be a band leader. Like I respect that she's the band leader. Lily doesn't want to be, but you're the lead singer, and you're a darn good lead singer.
I don't want to be
and
the lead singer.
I don't want to be the lead singer, and so we all like respect, our place and what we I guess bring to the table.
Yeah, where like some of us is weak, another person is strong, or like if someone, if like I see like Pal being silly, then me and Lily are gonna tell Pal she's being silly, and if I'm being silly, they're gonna tell me. Like I think we all keep each other
But I have
grounded
so
in that
much
way.
respect for people who like do this by themselves, because it's like
I'd lose my head.
I know I feel like we're so blessed to like have each other and like go about this, as a family and as sisters, and it would be a tough thing to do by yourself.
It's really special. It really is. What are you thinking?
When was the first time you guys sang together and you're like, yeah, we have something here. This is gonna work.
I have a little story. Do y'all remember when the two of y'all learned a Mumford & Sons song and y'all were all sitting on Powell's bed and you were like, "Lily, come in here and sing." And it was the first time I remember ever singing harmony or you singing harmony on top of melody. And it was some Mumford & Sons
I thought
song.
it was "Icy Fire" by Ed Sheeran.
It was a Mumford & Sons. It was for like some like garden party. That's a memory I have of us singing.
We
Mumford
played
&
so
Sons.
many Mumford
I mean,
& Sons
I was
songs
probably like
when we were
11 or
little.
12, and they were probably about 13 or 14. Which we were a Mumford & Sons cover band for a good long while.
You know, and I don't even think we when we first started singing, because we started singing and playing in church, and then we eventually got to where we would do like little small gigs in our hometown, but we would play for 3 hours, get $100 and split it 3 ways.
We'd be like, "This is
And
great."
yeah, we'd be like, this is this is great
Take
money.
me double at Chick-fil-A.
And so
I
it
know.
kind of got to where it was just a little side hustle for us that we enjoyed, and kind of grew from there.
No doubt.
Do you feel like being homeschooled is a blessing?
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
Tell them about our song.
Yeah, we have another song that also hasn't come out yet. That hopefully we'll be able to put out soon. But to answer your question, yes, obviously being homeschooled isn't for everyone, and it's a super different like way of growing up and existing. But I think the fact that, you know, Pal and I are 21, Lily's 19, our little brother's 17, like we're all so close in age. So we were able to have like a community, even though we didn't go to school and have like a built-in friend group kind of in the traditional way. But we all never went to school and we loved it. Like we felt like we got a really good education too. And then we also, it allowed us, like, I guess the triplets, we started dual enrolling when we were 14. And so we were able to take like a ton of college classes, and that's how we were able to graduate.
Oh, wow.
Because you graduated last
year.
May. And when you would turn 20 and then graduated college. And then I graduated in December because I had 2 majors, so I like had 2 classes left all week. So I like did online our like first fall living in Nashville and graduated in December.
But being homeschooled, like it allowed us like to play instruments and like be close to each other. Like I wouldn't have been able to get my pilot's license had I gone to school. Like I had the time to do it, and
And then the farm, like I studied ag, and I love the farm. Like I wanted to go back and be a cattle farmer, and like that was my dream job. And so I think it gave us like a huge appreciation for like our land and like working the land and, you know, doing jobs like that and responsibility. So I mean, it like we learned things that was just beyond like you know, homeschool, I guess, education, which we grew up like super blessed and lucky to just be on the farm and with the family. Like all our family lives on the farm, and it was like a really unique way to grow up.
So does like the farm make you all money? Like what does the farm do?
So
Like,
we
is-
have
Definitely not.
we have a tax write-off. We probably have about 80 head of cattle. Cattle and timber is like our family farm, and
the timber makes money. Cattle don't.
yeah, well,
You gotta wait for the
it's
trees
hard to be
grow
a
up.
farmer in these trying times, but
Our parents both have day jobs though.
Okay, good.
They
Yeah,
both work.
I was wondering like is it,
Yeah.
like,
Our
yeah.
daddy's a judge, and our mom is
Oh,
a
cool.
nurse. Yeah.
Wait,
Well, I said judge. Yeah, order in the court.
What is life like on a cattle farm? That's something I know nothing about.
it's fun. I love it. I mean, that's like what makes me tick. Like, but it's a lot of like, you know, work, and it's kind of stressful because it's like, you know, are we gonna get the hay baled? Like, and also having like, you know, other like both my parents have other part-time jobs, so it's like they're working the farm. We're working the farm as a
We're
family.
working the farm part-time.
like part-time, and then they're working, so they're doing that in their free time.
You
But
said something the other day. You were like, Daddy always waits to the very last minute to castrate the bull calves, and they're like 600 pounds, and Pal's over here trying to castrate a bull calf that's a bull, and she's, you know, it's just they don't have time to because they work other jobs, and Pal's like, I can't
it's just
castrate
so,
this
like,
bull calf.
and then working like with the family, like our whole family works on the farm, so it was like a whole family like aspect. I mean, it was. I mean, how would y'all describe it? It was just fun.
Interesting.
It was
No-
just crazy.
No time to castrate the bull.
Or the bulls, yeah. Or we had like random pets, like baby deers and like wild hogs. Like it
Our
was-
childhood was crazy.
Yeah.
It was
it is.
crazy.
You guys eat your own animals?
We do.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever feel bad doing that?
Never.
No.
I was talking about. I was talking to somebody about this the other day because I was on the phone with her about some ag stuff, and she was like, "Do y'all ever, did you ever growing up like get sad when y'all had to eat an animal?" And I was like, I think from a young age, like that's so instilled in
just
you
become
that
very
like
used to like animal
you're
death.
so used to animal death and what goes on, like how like farms run, like you got to eat animals and
You gotta be tough.
Animals die, and so from a young age, it's like you're kind of
We'd
used
have
to
pet
it.
horses, and
And
they'd
not-
be old, and they'd pass away because their mom didn't want to put us on all young, wild horses. So she'd buy a bunch of old horses that she thought were
And not in
probably
like
had a hoof in the
a
grave.
morbid way. Like these
Yeah.
animals like are our livelihood, and we take care of them and we love them. But that's
Yeah, that's just the circle of it.
Just kind of the way we grew
circle of
up.
life.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's true though. How does that make you feel?
Well, I've been a vegetarian for 12
Oh,
years.
I'm
so-
sorry.
Oh, no, I was about to
Sorry.
ask the question. Is
But
it
we hope that doesn't make you feel
No,
bad.
it's
is it because you love animals or you don't like meat?
because I love animals.
Okay.
I can
We love
never-
animals.
We love animals too. And
we
love
do.
meat.
Well, yeah. No, you're not going to find anybody that loves animals more than us. We
No
love
doubt.
animals.
Is LA weird to you?
We've only been once.
You know what?
So this time or the last?
this is
time?
our second time.
Second time.
Second time.
But the first time we were here, which is like the only time we were here other than now, it rained for 2 days straight. Like we landed
poured.
and a torrential downpour, like flooded. People didn't know how to behave because I guess y'all don't get rain a lot.
True. Yeah.
And it I guess when we took off and left, the rain stopped. I was
This
like,
trip
we
to
brought
LA.
it.
This trip to LA is our like redeeming trip because it rained the whole time.
All right, here we
last
go.
time,
Here we
so-
go.
Yeah.
We're gonna have fun.
We're gonna give LA a second chance.
How? Like, I read that you guys don't really know what TikTok is. Is that true?
We have it, but I
have
still don't know
it.
what it is.
I don't have it. I deleted it yesterday.
yeah, I know. You said you deleted it, and I was like,
We like social media is like so funny for us because again we grew up homeschooled and like we got phones later in life. Ellie's really tech savvy. I like to think
I'm in information systems in
You
college, so
are
I know how to
tech-savvy.
code.
You're very artsy and creative.
I feel like I got an eye for social media sometimes, but like I mean us posting on TikTok was just pure like.
I was in the deer stand with my friend, and he was like, "Y'all should post on TikTok." And I
What
was
is the deer stand?
like, I was like hunting.
with a bow.
I was actually gun hunting that time.
You weren't bow hunting?
No, it was when I shot that deer that looked like this.
She killed her first deer with a
What was that?
okay so no, she shot
It
a
had
deer.
like one of its antlers, like it had like one side of its rack looked really beautiful, and then the other side just had like it was broken off.
and there was maggots in it, so
there
he
was
must have
maggots
like
in
I think he
inside
damaged
it.
his head.
It
while
was an
fighting.
old deer though; it was about to die. So,
Yeah.
but I was. That's not the point of the story. The point of the story is I was hunting with my friend, and he was telling me, "Hey, I think y'all should post y'all's songs on TikTok. I think people would like it." And I was like, so that kind of sparked the idea. For
That
us to
changes
start
your
posting.
fucking life, eh?
Yeah. And I tell him too, I'm like, you take credit for that, man. Like, that's all you.
Yeah, he was in Nashville this past week and having a
I
great
saw him at
time.
CMA Fest, and he was like, I tell people that all the time. And I'm like, go for it. You did that.
Why do you think people really liked you guys at first on TikTok?
I have no idea.
It was funny because, like, again, I feel like the first video we posted was a Tyler Childers cover.
Oh, for sure.
It was like "Born Again" or some Tyler Childers song, and like the banjo was a little out of time, and like our harmonies were a little flap or whatever, and like the camera angle was a little funky. But it was like I think it was just like real, and people could tell that like we were actually sitting there playing our instruments and sitting there singing. Like there wasn't any, you couldn't do anything to change the way it sounded. I think people like. Even more in this day and age, are just looking for like stuff that's real.
I have
And-
no idea why people like us, but I'm
I
thankful
know.
that
I'm like,
people
yeah,
do.
thankful. Yeah. Well, that's the only way I rationalize it because like I love hearing real stuff and the slide of fingers on a guitar and like the messy things that make music cool and.
And by the way,
real.
like why people like you today and love you today is different because you have a body workout, originals, but like the difference is like on TikTok, people were swiping through a bunch of shit
Oh, yeah.
and they chose to like watch your video, like or comment, boost the
Yeah.
algorithm, you know?
I know. I mean, I was so thankful. Like,
that was a God thing.
we never would have thunk, like,
yeah.
It's crazy.
ever.
Is it true your dad didn't want you guys on TikTok?
Yeah, Lily tells that story all the time, and I sometimes am like, how do you tell it like that? Like, so
No,
I'm
but
gonna say it this time.
I know, but I had this conversation with Daddy while y'all were at school, so like the whole TikTok thing was even more
Well, no,
pressing on.
He was like just initially like, oh, I can't remember what was happening.
think-
He was just apprehensive because like us had getting a lot of views and everything. Like I think initially stressed him out because we're obviously like his daughters, and so
he
he's
didn't
very
want the
protective
government
of
to steal our
us.
information. That's
yeah,
a lie.
and then
Daddy
he was
didn't
like,
care about the views.
he was like doing stuff like that. So, and then he was like, it's fine, and it all worked out.
Yeah.
He's good now.
But he didn't even know we posted. He was just like, I remember him being like, I don't want you to ever get TikTok.
Yeah, but
like,
y'all
you're-
had TikTok. I'm the one who didn't have
Well,
TikTok.
I didn't tell Daddy.
Our parents are our biggest supporters, though. So
Yeah, he's fine with TikTok now.
By the way, like, I mean, he could be making legitimate arguments. There is a whole side of the government
Yeah.
that does believe that.
Which, like, I'm like, la, 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 la.
Yeah,
like,
I'm like-
scroll.
Keep scrolling. Sorry, so I can't hear you. My fingers too
I can't
loud.
hear you over the sound of my TikTok. I'm listening to
Yeah.
you right now.
It kills me.
It's true.
No doubt. I love TikTok.
It's good stuff.
I don't scroll on TikTok very much.
Power just deleted it.
When you obviously being homeschooled, like, what was your like? How'd you get information about the outside world? You know, like, I mean, obviously you had TV and stuff, and you like, I don't know, left your farm eventually to go to the grocery store to see other people.
Yeah.
But like, what was your source of like?
You say it like that, it sounds so funny.
No, it
It's like,
sounds
let me get off the
crazy.
prairie.
No, and since you saying it like that, I'm like, dang, what
Make it
was
seem
our
like they have
source
no
of
phone.
like,
I'm like, how did we?
outside information?
Yeah, but like, because you got your phones late. Like, was it the internet?
We
Like,
got phones when we were like 15, but before we got phones,
Oh, that's not that late.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
it's
it's
not that
not that
late.
late.
And we had we had iPads. Like I was a total iPad
Oh
kid.
yeah.
And we did like a homeschool. This is so nerdy, but we did like a homeschool group, like a homeschool co-op group.
Yeah,
So
with
we,
the other homeschool
Yeah,
kids,
so
right?
we had like a group of
Yeah.
friends who were also weird homeschoolers
it was like a
with us.
homeschool school.
I have
kinda.
friends that
But we
done
have
that.
so many cousins. Yeah, we
Yeah,
had so
and we
many
have so
cousins
many
who went to school
cousins.
who lived like right next to us. So like, you know, we'd go to
Our community was like our homeschool group, people at our church, and then all of our cousins. That we have like a ton of cousins that are our age, which is a
Our
super
dad's
big
one of
blessing.
5 and our mom's one of 5 and we're all one of 5.
Holy
And 4 out of Daddy's 5 siblings live within like 2 miles of each other. So like we literally were all like right on top of each other.
It's great. Which
Yeah,
is
you
great.
literally had your own community civilization.
Yeah,
city.
compound.
I forget, and like growing up, like you don't think, like you just think everyone has their family like right up next to each other, which like no one does. Like
No.
no one lives next to their family, which is, you know, that was another thing we felt like we were blessed to have and
It is
didn't
a
even realize
blessing.
it.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
What
Like,
was
security community?
what was it like going from a small town in Georgia? Because that's a massive school.
Oh, it was great.
We had it was good.
Speak for yourself. Y'all left me.
Yeah, literally.
I hate we
it's
left
our
you
it's
and
Kyle and
me.
I's turn to talk.
You went from being homeschooled to just going to college?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You know, and the
That's
no,
awesome.
we did dual enrollment
dual
too.
enrollment.
So we like the college part of Georgia was like super easy.
but I think the jump wasn't as big as like I thought you think it would be, because like it's like you're homeschooled and then you have to go in like a school class setting, but I really feel like it's not.
it wasn't that
wasn't-
big.
nobody
It
cares
wasn't
in
bad for
college.
us. I mean, it might be bad for.
because like because we dual enrolled, like we had been in college classrooms before
Oh,
at
that's
other
right. So you
schools.
knew.
So the whole structure of taking a class and doing the whole college thing was pretty easy. And then we all lived together in school, so we kind of found our way pretty easy. Like I love Georgia, and like Athens is one of the greatest cities ever, and like the music scene there is so awesome too.
A bunch of crazy people came
It's
out
a
of
great
Athens.
school.
So
It's true. Really incredibly talented people have come from Athens, Georgia.
REM, I love
The
B-52s.
B-52s. Oh, jinx.
That's pretty cool.
they're so good.
Kind of casual. Can you tell me the story behind Cowboy Kind of Love? What kind of love is that?
Yeah, go. This is Powell's song to introduce.
Well, I mean, it's kind of funny y'all say that, because I wasn't a fan of this song when we first wrote it.
She did not like it when we first.
But I would say this was a good like song that was like a good learning curve for us, because I think it was one of our 4th or 5th co-writes, and so another writer came in. They were like, I have this idea, and we're like, okay, this is cool. Like let's we kind of like to, if somebody else comes with a different idea, we like to like make it our own and stuff. But
I think like that idea happened, and then I just kind of started doing that walk down.
yeah. Well, and I think
That's kinda
I
the
think
background
that
of
was
the
the first
song.
time we kind of wrote a song that we were like, okay, this doesn't have to be like a story that's directly from us or like some sentimental like. I feel like
It's a feel-good song.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a feel-good song. Like a misconception with writing is like not every song has to be like some heartfelt like.
I wrote this song about the
that comes-
cowboy I dated.
Yeah,
dog.
directly from you. But that was just a song that, like, I think grew us a lot as writers, and we just had a fun time writing it.
Yeah, and it's fun to play, and it's fun to
play.
sing.
Like, we didn't kind of have a sentimental idea going in.
I remember-
We just had a good time.
I was gonna say I remember I saw a video, and I saw this video like way before we started doing music, but like we're big Ed Sheeran fans, and I saw a video of Ed Sheeran talking about like the power of a good pop song, or like the power of like a good feel good song, and I think like that gives you the confidence, because to me it's almost harder to write a song that isn't supposed to be deeply personal than it is to write a deeply personal song, and I think some people are different, but to me, like, it's harder for me to write just like a jammy, like, boot stomping song. Like, to me, it's way easier to be sad and write something from the depths of all my emotions.
Yeah. Because it's like also what you like you crave to express to someone. You feel like you can because it's safe. But like, do you write from a place of imagination, or do you usually write from a place of reality?
I think
We do 50-50.
we do all.
We do a
the
lot
I
of
love to
storytelling.
write from imagination. Like, I love story songs, and I love to listen to a song and
like Heartline Hill was
a
straight
story
imagination.
Song, but I love to like listen to a song, and it's almost like you're reading a book and you're like following a story. And so I think it's cool to write those because that's what I like to listen to. But we're probably all different. I love to write about like reality too. I mean, like where we come from.
I just like to write a good song. I really don't.
I think like if you do, or at least for our processes, if you do too much of one thing, you get burnt out creatively. So it's good to write different types of songs to keep like all the different things to write about fresh.
How'd you guys choose Number 7 Road to be the debut single?
I feel like
Pal was
I
just-
wanted this to be the debut single because it was like, I feel like one of the only songs on all the songs like we wrote and are kind of like indicative of who we are, but that one mostly sticks out as like, this is where we come from. Like, this is the Castellows. Like, we directly wrote that about a road on our land called Number 7 Road, and it, our granddaddy, like, we grew up with stories, like our dad talking about our granddaddy, walking to school on that road. And so I was like, this is the song that I want people to first see from us, because I feel like that's
And then
who
there's
we
the
are.
whole lyric about the number 7 in the second verse. Like, there's 7 of us sitting at the table. Like, I'm 7 states away, but my mind still stays right there when I close my eyes. Like, that was a song that's like every lyric in that song. There's nothing like exaggerated, or because some people write, like, I feel like most personal songs, it's like, this is personal, but then you change a couple of the things to make the song, like, to suit the song better, and you exaggerate something here, or maybe like change a line to where it's similar but it's different. And so like, there's nothing about any of the lyrics in that song that is different, and so that's just a straight narrative of who we are, which is why we wanted it first.
Beautiful record.
It's so good. I can't believe you guys have only been doing this for like a year or two.
Yeah, it's
1
kind of funny.
year.
that
thinking
means a
about
lot.
that. Feels like
One
we've been doing it for like a month.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a month. It's been like 1 year though, pretty much on the dot.
Thank y'all so much for having us.
Yeah, but
It's been
like
awesome.
a little goes a long way. You know what I mean? Look,
Hey,
come on, a couple years in. But really, the genuine thing is they've been doing this a long time. You've just been writing originals and pursuing this professionally for
A short time.
Yeah.
This has been in you, and you've been doing this together as a group for a while. It's really cool to watch.
Thank you.
Yeah.
thank you.
Appreciate
it.
That's special. Please keep coming back on our show.
Thank you for
Absolutely.
having
We'll come
us.
back
We'd love to
anytime.
come back.
Our couch is always here. Door's always open.
I like it. I like this thing.
The cat is comforting, right?
I like it. It looks like a hairless cat, but not.
She's blue. What do you
Does the
think?
cat have a name?
The Comfort Kitty.
Oh, I like
he just
that.
made that up.
I can tell.
I'm really good at naming things.
You
What do you
want to
want to
name
do?
it?
Actually, give me a second. It's funny. I'm always like the nickname giver in our group. Like,
Yeah.
it's a problem. I need to hush.
Nicknames, eh?
Yeah. If y'all stick around long enough, I'll end up giving y'all one.
What's your nickname?
She didn't have one.
I give them.
Okay. Tell me about your sisters.
So Pal's nickname is Bird.
What's funny?
Okay.
So Bird.
That's kind of insulting, though.
No.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Wait till you hear her other
begin
name. No, you like Birdie.
Well, I've been Bird probably for like 5 or 6 years.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah.
it started with bird legs because they said I had skinny bird legs. So I thought it was insulting.
But then I started calling you Birdie, And you
No.
want to call
And now everyone in Nashville calls her Birdie too. It's awesome.
Really?
Yeah,
like all riders will be
Our
like,
writers
Birdie, what
and
do you think about
producers
this?
and people we work with, they're like Birdie, and I'm like, yes.
But it's funny now because on the road I started calling her Turdy because I get in a fight with her, and now there's a few people who are calling her Turdy, which I need to quit.
Yeah,
calling.
we
I was
like,
like,
need to
gotta
overstep.
backtrack now.
yeah.
And then my nickname is Bingus because my brother picked it. It's actually not Lily didn't pick it, but it's from, I don't know if you've seen those like Bingus cat memes.
It looks
It's
like this
the-
cat except hairless.
It's like a hairless cat. It's called the Bingus cat, and my brother was like, "You look like that Bingus cat," and I was like, "Thanks."
or we just call her Bing.
Oh, that's fucked up.
But Ellie's a
Do y'all have
nickname.
siblings though? Like, can y'all relate to giving
Yeah.
siblings like mean nicknames?
I don't know if I gave my sister any nicknames.
Because it's very endearing, even though like it might
It's
sound
that
negative.
probably stems from something
Or
ugly.
our drummer calls you Dewclaw sometimes because you ripped that Dewclaw banjo. Or like,
Yeah.
so she could be. She's like, he said, Birdie ripping that Dewclaw.
Lil,
Yeah,
you have
it
any
gets
nickname?
bad. The brain rot when you're driving in a van for like 10 hours. It's like the names you come up with is like, it's bad.
It's epic.
Lily, do you have any nicknames?
My mom, so I'm like Lillian. You know, like Gulliver's Travel, like the Land of Lilliput. She
And the
calls
Lilliputians.
She calls me like Lilliputian or just Putian.
That's a good name.
which is fine, but only Mama calls me that.
I like Lilliputian. Like you know the book. Whenever like in the first part,
the little people.
he's like the book has like 4 parts, and each part is him in a different world, different types of people. In the first part, he's on like an island, but there's the little Lilliputians, and they're like miniature people. You know what I'm talking
yeah,
about?
are they tying that guy down?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then in like the second part,
me.
he's in it. He's like
Yeah.
he's like a small person, and then they're all giants.
Dan knows that
Great
from the
book.
movie. Yeah.
I haven't
I've
seen
never
the
seen the movie. We just
I've only read the
book.
book.
We were,
It's-
we
Because
did
they're
that for
homeschooled.
Yeah,
That was homeschool.
If they went to public school, they'd be watching the movie.
Yeah.
It's a great book. I love that book.
I don't.
I didn't
think I
finish
read the
it.
whole
I think
thing.
I read the Cliff Notes.
Your brothers feel left out of this?
They got nicknames.
No, I mean, like, I'm talking about the band itself.
No, they're a lawyer. They got things going on. And they get nicknames. They're fine.
I don't think so.
They
I
keep
mean,
us humble.
Yeah,
They keep us humble,
They
yeah.
keep us humble, and they've got their own things going on that they're, doing great. Our brother's trying to get into law school, and then our little brother, like he definitely keeps us humble. He's like,
So
I
he's
don't
like,
know why
"Stop."
people like y'all so much. Y'all aren't very good.
He'll like send us our pictures and be like, "Why did y'all post this? Y'all look bad."
So like we just posted for Miss America that song coming out.
And he was
and,
like, "Why does it sound like that?"
No, he zoomed in on Powell's face, and Powell's face is like staring to the camera, like one of those like
It's like
action
a press
shots.
Somebody
photo.
looks thrilled to be like putting this out or something. I was
And
like,
we were like,
it's a
Dixon.
press photo. Like,
Yeah, he keeps us humble.
You
But
got
they're always super involved. Like we send them songs we write, and they have opinions on them, and so we're all just like the communication chain is never stagnant. Like we're all talking all the time.
Well, listen to that music. It's waiting for you. Link below wherever you stream it. A little goes a long way, and Miss America is waiting for you. Castellows, thanks for being here.
thank y'all for
Thank
having
y'all.
us. We appreciate
Are you
it.
two left-handed?
Yes.
Wow, it's rare.
How did you
Yeah.
notice that?
Internet.
Yeah.
He's not that observant, no.
He's like, what are
We don't play left-handed instruments though.
But I do everything left-handed. I don't, and you pretty much do everything left-handed.
I throw
So-
right-handed.
You don't- you
though,
shoot
and I shoot
right-handed.
right-handed.
I do everything left-handed.
How's your shot?
She's
Like-
good. She's better with a bow than she is with a gun.
Yeah.
Got it. Interesting.
Pal's better with a gun than she is with. No, you're good at both.
Not true.
How about you, Lily? Do you not shoot?
You're better with a bow.
I'm deadly both.
Damn.
Okay.
Absolutely terrifying. Castellows, everybody. Thanks for being here, guys.
Thank you.